Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star original continent based on novel. So let's start. The Oxman stared at him, immediately howling, "There's someone here to attempt the Primal region's sky mountain." Two beams of light flew over. It was the ape-man spirit reader and snake lady illusionist. The three guardians gathered at the foot of the mountain, quickly acquiring Luo Feng's information. Luo Feng, you've passed the Heavenly Bridge's 13th level. The snake lady smiled enticingly. "Your Majesty Luo Feng, your strength is far from enough." Cut the crap. The dark golden long rod on Luo Feng's back immediately split into 10,081 little golden blades. The blur of gold lights immediately began to interweave perfectly, forming a 3.3-meter long dark golden blade. This was the most perfect ninth form of the Nanshan armament, a match against Undying. The battle started immediately. He killed from the foot of the mountain up to the middle level, successful in both levels. Phew! Luo Feng stood on the dark cloud shuttle and flew through the Primal region mountain's path that stretched into the clouds. After flying for a while, he finally reached the peak. The clouds engulfed the entire peak. The ox was lying and snoring thunderously there. The ape-man was happily drinking at a large vat of wine, and the snake lady was swimming in the water. When Luo Feng landed on the peak, the three of them simultaneously opened their eyes and gazed at him. The peak, this was the final level and the toughest. How many years has it been? The snake lady sighed in the water. She slowly swam out of the water, putting on a silk robe. Even though she was a snake lady, her upper half revealed a little through the robe. She could easily seduce men from all over. "Yes, it's been too long." A low voice resounded from the Oxman. "Since the three of us have been created, it's been a million eras since we've been challenged." The ape-man stood up. Luo Feng was shocked as he heard. "Created." After which he understood, these should be AIS created by the virtual universe system. One had to know that their system was heavenly. They were able to imitate the laws in places like the slaughterhouse, even creating any sort of opponent one requested. Hence, to create the guardians of the sky and land, absolute beginning and primal region sky mountains, this was just a small feat for them. The only thing was that they lived for so long. Some had already become living AIS, ones who were able to feel emotions. Luo Feng. The snake lady looked at Luo Feng. Her voice was gentle and enticing. "Even though I really wish to chat with you, we have to do our mission and fight with all our strength." "Me too," Luo Feng said softly. Rumble. The dark golden long rod on his back immediately dispersed and became a golden long blade. At the same time, scales appeared throughout his body, and he instantly became a human form beast god. Unleashing this move meant that he had only completed the first level. It wasn't too strong yet. "Seems not bad." The snake lady smiled. With her smile, Luo Feng was thrown into an illusion. An arc light shot out from behind the skinny ape-man and slashed at Luo Feng's neck, and was about to chop off his head. "Break!" Luo Feng's gaze was like lightning as he roared, instantly breaking through the illusion. Dang! The gold-long blade's instantaneous speed had reached an extreme level. It howled like a beast and was incredibly powerful, instantly tearing through space and crashing into that arc light. As they clashed, both the Nanshan armament and the arc blade was knocked far away. "I've already unleashed my spirit energy amplitude, combined with the first level's scale form infused in my Nanshan armament, yet my power is still only equal to the ape-man's." Luo Feng's expression changed as he roared. He immediately rushed straight at the Oxman. As he targeted the Oxman, he controlled his Nanshan armament to distract the ape-man. As for the snake woman, Luo Feng didn't care about her at all. He was confident in his ability to withstand the illusions. "Ha ha!" The Oxman laughed, rushing straight at Luo Feng. Every step he took shook the entire ground. He wielded his huge bloodthirsty axe and lifted it high up. The space around it instantly shook, and the image of a huge axe projected throughout. With just his roar, the space was instantly torn apart. Domain Lord level 9 strength, it could easily tear through space. Good. The beast god form Luo Feng waved his right hand. Break. Luo Feng's slash through the sky was almost like a big slap. A claw appeared and a projection of a blurry beast god claw emerged. This claw hit right at the huge axe. With a clash, the axe was knocked sideways. The Oxman immediately adapted, changing his vertical slice to that of a side one. Luo Feng, however, was as fast as lightning. After slashing with his claw once, he immediately rushed forwards, both hands facing the huge axe and clawing at it fiercely. Sky-tearing claw. Luo Feng unleashed everything for the first time. This claw was incomparably brutal. The moment he clawed, 5 tiers in space immediately appeared, and his attack tore through the Oxman's chest armor. His terrifying attack destroyed his insides, easily destroying his life core. The Oxman was dead. Just 2 left now. Luo Feng turned immediately after tearing through the Oxman, and looked around before flashing forward like a beast. Actually, the moment the Oxman was killed, this battle had already been decided. I've succeeded. Luo Feng stood at the peak, looking at the 3 bodies amidst the clouds, after which, their injuries vanished and they regenerated. All 3 of them stood up. Congratulations, Luo Feng. Congratulations on passing the Primal Sky Mountain. The 3 guardians smiled at Luo Feng. The snake woman couldn't help but ask, Luo Feng, how come my illusions didn't even work on you? They aren't strong enough. Luo Feng smiled. 900 years of training in Primal Chaos City, along with long periods of solitude, this was very good training for his mental state. Over these 900 years, Luo Feng's willpower had improved a lot. Even though knowing oneself was still only the first level in mental states, once it's trained beyond its limits, it could still continue to get stronger. Luo Feng's willpower was extremely sturdy. How could her illusions affect him? Primal Chaos City, on a particular balcony amidst others. Luo Feng sat crossed-legged. I've succeeded. Luo Feng opened his eyes fill with glee. I've passed the Primal Region Sky Mountain. This way, the moment I reach Sector Lord, I'll receive a huge reward. With that, my strength will reach a new level again. I'll have a better chance in the life or death trials ahead. The Primal Chaos City leader teacher also told me to look for him when I reach Sector Lord level. Then, I'll break through to Sector Lord level right away. Luo Feng closed his eyes. At the same time, the virtual universe's Thunder Island was bustling. The management level members had all come to know of a piece of news. Luo Feng had passed the Primal Region Sky Mountain. It's been so long, there's finally someone from our humanity's later generation that has passed the Sky Mountain, and it's the Domain Lord level Sky Mountain. A tall and skinny green armored man with compound eyes sat there. He lifted a glass of wine and sipped, as he complimented. This Luo Feng is indeed one favored by the Primal Chaos City leader, since his capabilities are extraordinary. Another man in a silver robe, bald head, and with green engravings on his face smiled and shot a glance over. These were 3 knights chatting. The 3 of them were all the management-level elders of the Virtual Universe Company. Luo Feng's highest point mission from before was judged by these 3. Humph. A short messy green-haired man snorted coldly. This Luo Feng is extremely bloodthirsty and selfish. What's the point of being strong? He may be a calamity in the future. From what I see, we should restrict him as early as possible, stopping his growth. The 2 of us don't dare to do so. The compound eyes man mocked. That's the disciple of the Primal Chaos City leader, the strongest in the Virtual Universe Company. With his control, I have to say, Bo Sai Wa, you sure got some guts to think about restricting his disciple. The short man's expression grew ugly. Beside him, the silver-robed bald man suddenly laughed. Right. I remember that the moment someone passed the Domain Lord Primal Region Sky Mountain, when he becomes a Sector Lord, he'll receive 3 billion points in rewards. There is such a thing. The compound eyes man nodded. 3 billion points, this Luo Feng improved so fast before without much resources. When he becomes Sector Lord, buying his treasures with these 3 billion points, also with the Primal Chaos City Leader's instructions, he'll soar. He'll become an absolute being just like Kudai back then. The silver-robed bald man complimented. The compound-eyed man and the silver-robed man chatted together. It made the other short one unhappy. They couldn't be blamed for taunting him. The main thing was during Luo Feng's highest point mission's 4th level, the three were in conflict. Both of them thought that being a little selfish was very normal. It would be weird if he wasn't, and Luo Feng was very fair towards all the other members. They wanted to give him 90 to 100% completion, and a higher extra bonus after. This Bo side WA, however, didn't agree. He thought Luo Feng was very selfish. He didn't even question his father. Obviously he didn't care about the virtual universe company. If such a person was nurtured, maybe it will lead to a calamity in the future. In conflict. Hence the final decision. The points weren't high or too low. Just wait, I've said it, he could very likely be a calamity. The short man said. Ah? The other two just laughed. During their chat, they all received a bit of news. The number of Primal Region Sector Lords had risen from 100 to 101. There was a new Primal Region Sector Lord, Luo Feng. Luo Feng has become a Sector Lord. The compound eyes man and the silver-robed man both laughed. The short man, however, simply looked on coldly. The level of secrecy regarding the Primal Region members of the Virtual Universe Company wasn't considered too high. When Luo Feng became a Sector Lord and was confirmed by the Virtual Universe Network system, it automatically increased his status, thus becoming a Primal Region Sector Lord. The moment that happened, the name list changed and many undyings and absolute beings naturally found out about it. Luo Feng walked towards the city leader's mansion, and saw many undyings looking at him. That's Luo Feng. He's already a Primal Region Sector Lord. I heard that is already past the Domain Lord Primal Region Sky Mountain. Where'd you get that news? The Sky Mountain results aren't public. I heard only the Knights will know of such things. I just heard. There were many undyings discussing softly along the way. It was obvious that within the past 1,000 years, Luo Feng had become a reputed genius within Primal Chaos City. Hence, almost all the warriors knew him. Luo Feng entered the city leader's residence amidst the discussions, stepping into the Primal Chaos Ruins yard. Time and space warped. Amidst the vast ruins, trillions of bodies could be seen about. Luo Feng walked through the land and saw a silhouette sitting crossed-legged in the distance. Teacher. Luo Feng stood there and bowed respectfully. The city leader got up, his snake tail swept as he looked at Luo Feng. This made Luo Feng shocked within. I've been visiting him for so many years in the virtual universe. My teacher in the virtual universe, the pressure and energy I feel from him is completely different compared to real life. The Primal Chaos City Leader had 3 bodies. Luo Feng knew that this was one of them. You were finally willing to break through to Sector Lord level. The city leader's eyes seemed to smile at him. Luo Feng was stunned. Finally willing. From Domain Lord level 9 to Sector Lord, one would usually meet with a barrier. It wasn't an easy thing to break through. However, his teacher's tone. When did you possess the golden horned beast's body? Was it back when your home Earth was attacked by one? The city leader asked casually. Luo Feng stared wide-eyed. My God. Possess the golden horned beast. This. He had kept this secret extremely well, not ever disclosing it. How? Ha ha ha, you little punk. The city leader laughed loudly. Do you think you could hide that from me? Teacher. Luo Feng was very nervous. Don't worry, it's no big deal. The city leader shook his head and laughed. The main foundation of a flesh and blood life form is the soul. No matter what you possess, or what body you get, your soul never changes, it's still a human soul. Naturally, you'd still be part of humanity. Luo Feng let out a sigh or relief within. That was right, there were many possession techniques. Someone at Star Traveler level, or Star level, even those could use them. There were many that would possess others and try again, if they weren't satisfied with the first, just like his teacher, Hu Yangbo had done so before. There were many warriors in the universe that possessed others to decrease the limits of their lower bloodlines. Hence, possession wasn't something that was degrading. The soul was the core. One that possessed a golden horned beast still possessed a human soul. Naturally, he was still human. Ha ha, don't be fooled by appearances. If one's appearance is human, but their body has already been possessed by the other races, his soul would be that of theirs. Then, he would be from the other race. The city leader smiled. Being able to possess a golden horned beast's body is your own skill. If you can possess a stronger life form, that would be even better. The only worry is if you fail. Luo Feng finally calmed down within. He had been worried before, because Hu Yangbo had at most possessed another human. As for him, he had possessed another race altogether. The moment it was revealed, if he was marked as another race, that would mean big trouble. He didn't dare gamble. Hence he had been hiding this fact. From the looks of it, the upper echelon of humanity seemed pretty open about it. Teacher, how did you find out? Luo Feng couldn't help but ask. Every batch of geniuses absorbed, whether they are from the genius competitions, or absorbed members for the 5 Leviathans, they all come to Primal Chaos City once. The city leader laughed. When you first came here, one reason was for you to pick your Primal Chaos tablet, the second was to determine if there were any other race spies within. If we nurture you and you turn out to be from another race, that would be a joke. Within Primal Chaos City, I can instantly check through all of you. The city leader said, I immediately saw the core within your body then. Luo Feng was shocked. Right? How could humanity not check through the geniuses and spend resources on them? And the Primal Chaos City leader, as one of the most pinnacle beings of humanity, was definitely one of the top 3 powers of humanity. He naturally could easily see through a person and his soul. Then, Luo Feng couldn't help but say, since you know I possessed a golden horned beast, and that it was at Sector Lord level, why'd you let me carry on as a Domain Lord level member? Even though I know about it, it doesn't mean others do. The city leader smiled indifferently. Luo Feng blinked. My job is to make sure you aren't a spy of the other race. The city leader exclaimed, there are many encounters in the universe. Your possession of the golden horned beast doesn't mean anything in the vast universe. As long as I can make sure you are human, that's enough. As for the management people not finding out and still taking you as a universe level, as a domain lord, I can't be bothered with it. Luo Feng nodded. Right? The city leader, he was the biggest boss of the virtual universe company, what level was that? Why would he bother about such matters? If you could find out, how could the others not? Luo Feng asked curiously. I control the time and space here. The city leader smiled. In this space, I can easily scan everything. Those knights, they may have comprehended space or time. They haven't reached my level, unless they purposely send a piece of God energy into your body to check. They would never be able to discover you possessed a golden horned beast. Luo Feng realized. The universe master controlled both time and space. He was naturally much more powerful than a knight. It was a good thing you came here when you were weak. The city leader said, if you had come here for the first time, when you were undying, I may have mistaken you to be a spy of the space beasts. Luo Feng was stunned. The moment one becomes undying, his soul would begin to meld with the body, every bit of spirit imprint fusing with your cells. The city leader smiled. When that happens, every cell is a part of your soul, as there's no clear soul itself, only the most basic spirit imprints about, and the imprint of every life that has a soul is different. There wouldn't be a way for me to determine if your soul imprint was that of human or not. Hence, I would suspect you to be a spy for the other race. The city leader smiled. Luo Feng nodded. Ah. Right, when a normal human reaches Sector Lord, his soul would gather. At Domain Lord level, it was a soul crystal. Sector Lord it became a pearl, completely condensed within. Naturally the city leader would be able to see if one was a human soul or not. However, after one became undying, the soul would crumble and disperse, melding into every cell. It wouldn't be possible to see the soul clearly anymore, as the soul had already become part of the undying body. If that was the case, wouldn't you be unable to determine if some Undyings are spies if they come here for the first time? Luo Feng asked. Right? The city leader nodded. There's no way to. Hence, every Undying that comes here for the first time are all suspects. They would be placed under supervision. After hearing this, Luo Feng felt that the security around humanity's sacred land, Primal Chaos City Shore, was strict. His teacher had probably only told him about one level of security. There should be others. He had always thought his possession of the golden horned beast was a secret. He didn't expect the city leader to know of it. Only back then, he was too lazy to bother about this little punk. Possessing a golden horned beast, amongst the trillions of races in the universe, it's only considered an above-average encounter. The city leader smiled. The only good point is you get its natural bloodline ability of cloning. Picking good clones is extremely important. How many do you have now? 2. Luo Feng said respectfully. Looks like there's only one left. The city leader nodded. Let me advise you. Luo Feng listened hard. The universe is fair. This natural ability is not limitless. The leader emphasized, from what I know, there are some very mysterious and terrifying life forms in the universe. Some of them are even completely unique. Even at Sector Lord level, your golden horned beast's internal world cannot produce such a life form. The internal world of the beast can at most produce one that's 10 to 100 times stronger than itself. If it were to produce such a life form, it wouldn't be too realistic. Of course, the golden horned beast itself has an exquisite bloodline, hence almost all the Sector Lord life forms of the universe are viable. Only very few life forms are exceptions. Secondly, if you pick a powerful being close to your internal world's limit, at 100 times stronger than your golden horned beast, you'd definitely be able to produce it, yes. However, the universe is fair. If your clone is too heavenly, your growth will meet with some obstructions. Luo Feng was shocked. Obstructions? Right? The city leader nodded. If your clone is too strong, there would be some difficulties along the way. Good luck and misfortune are interdependent. He smiled. This is the fairness of the universe. Even though there would be obstructions, the moment you break through them, you will have a much greater power. Hearing that from the Primal Chaos City leader, Luo Feng pondered carefully. He had made a choice back then to swallow high-grade metals to grow his golden horned beast to Sector Lord level 9. That way, his internal world could reach a size of 90 million kilometers in diameter. It would make his world projection extremely powerful. The downside was that breaking through to Undying would be 10 to hundreds of times harder than a normal golden horned beast. Just like the 1000 vine star-eating plant, the 360 vines cloud contact vine, and the bug clan queen breaking through to Undying, they were all far harder than the golden horned beast. These heavenly beings breaking through to Undying was almost impossible. If the third clone he produced was 100 times stronger than the beast itself, if he made a bug clan queen as the third clone, the moment the queen became Undying, she could create a powerful Undying army. That would make him invincible beneath anything of a knight, and he would be able to decimate many Undying armies. If his third clone was a bug clan queen, and it broke through to Undying, would there be no chance? This didn't comply with the universe laws. The powerful clones would definitely create special obstructions. Luo Feng muttered to himself. My teacher is right. And before, the two clones I have, one is an Earth human and the other a Mosha clansman. The Earth human is too much weaker than the golden horned beast. The Mosha clansman, too, would probably only be a tenth of the golden horned beast. Luo Feng thought, the two clones before were too weak, hence there wasn't any special obstructions. Who cares? It's just like teacher said, the moment I break through the obstructions, my strength would naturally be even greater. Luo Feng thought. There were many other race warrior corpses scattered about. The Primal Chaos City leader, however, looked calmly at Luo Feng. He could feel a forward-looking drive from Luo Feng's gaze. Kudi was the same back then. He sighed within. Kudi from before was just like Luo Feng now, full of confidence despite any challenges, never ever disheartened. Luo Feng. The city leader shouted. Teacher. Luo Feng said respectfully. You haven't truly trained in the usage methods of the Nanshan 7 forms, right? The city leader said. Not yet. I just simply comprehended the law side of it and immediately came to visit you. Luo Feng said. Even though he hadn't trained in it. He had seen it before, the entire Nanshan 7 forms, other than the details of the law side, it had 4 special techniques. Among these 4, 3 of them were very strong, and the 4th was the Beast God transformation. Training in the Nanshan 7 forms would naturally allow one to use this. It was very simply, however the training for the 3 techniques was incredibly complex. The city leader nodded. Shiluo Duo was also an absolute being of the universe, and the Nanshan 7 forms has all of his studies. You've only just studied the first form, you are still weak and small. Train the others first, they are beneficial. As for creating techniques and your own weapons. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed as he listened intently. Normally, Sector Lord Pinnacles would all begin to create their own techniques and weapons. Other Sector Lords mostly only comprehend the normal laws. Yet, you are different, you are training in the Beast God path. The city leader looked at him. Creating your own techniques won't be easy. Also, do you know, why do the Sector Lord Pinnacles begin to create their own techniques? Luo Feng said respectfully, it's because other people's techniques don't fit them. Right, they don't fit. The city leader nodded, and you haven't even trained in any of the battle techniques of the Nanshan 7 forms. Naturally you can't say that they don't fit you. Hence what you need to do, is first study hard at all of Shiluo Duo's battle techniques. After that, learn from it and go battle. Through countless battles, you will slowly begin to feel that his techniques aren't able to unleash your full strength. When that happens, only then will you begin to create your own techniques. With the Nanshan 7 forms as the foundation, begin to build your own techniques. I understand. Luo Feng realized. The leader didn't want him to begin creating his own technique simply because others were doing it at the same level. How could his situation be the same with others? He was training in the much tougher Beast God path. It was absurdly tough, and also extremely powerful. The true time to create his own techniques was when the pathway was open. This Beast God Armament is a spirit reader weapon suited for unleashing the Nanshan 7 forms. The leader flipped his hand and a thick heavy shield appeared in mid-air. It was completely gold and had some blood-red engravings. It was about 2 m tall and 1 m thick. On the sides were little Beast God engravings. It was exquisite. Luo Feng held his breath. It's called the Beast God Armament. The city leader laughed. It's in memory of the Beast God. Luo Feng nodded. He had never trained in the battle techniques yet. However, he had seen them. He naturally knew that back then, Shiluo Duo had used the Beast God Armament to dominate the vast universe. Of course, this isn't the Beast God Armament Shiluo Duo used. The one he used has vanished long ago with him. The city leader said, there have been many human warriors that have tried training in the Nanshan 7 forms. Even though many give up after a while, they all mostly order this Beast God Armament. It naturally became the standard Beast God Armament weapon. Also, it's not considered expensive, just average. Standard. Not expensive. Average. Luo Feng muttered to himself. He couldn't trust every word the city leader said. His perspectives were simply too high. Luo Feng's possession of the golden horned beast was actually only regarded as an above-average encounter amidst the trillions of universe races. Of course, many that start in the Nanshan 7 forms are knights. Hence this Beast God Armament is enough to make many knights kill for. It's not that bad. The city leader said. Weapons used by knights, being deemed average. Luo Feng muttered to himself. Teacher. Your perspective is simply too high. This Beast God Armament, you can use it from now on. When you want to create your own techniques, it wouldn't be too late to create your own weapons then. The city leader floated the shield to Luo Feng. Thank you, teacher. Luo Feng said gratefully. He used both hands to receive the shield. Once he received it. Kai, it was pretty heavy. It was indeed a weapon used by knights. Luo Feng could feel it was comparable to even a destroyer of Earth during the Great Nirvana. Naturally, when one reached Luo Feng's level, he could easily destroy the earth with one move. This little bit of weight was nothing. My teacher asked me to come when I reach Sector Lord level. The main thing is to advise me and give me this weapon. Luo Feng thought, simultaneously keeping the Beast God Armament in his world ring. Sector Lord is the most important period for training. As your teacher, I definitely have to give you a treasure. The city leader said. Primal Chaos City Leader. He was indeed the big boss of the virtual universe company. One of the top 3 in the entire human race. He took out the Beast God Armament like it was nothing. He still thought his teacher called him over to simply give him one Beast God Armament, but it looks like he underestimated his teacher. This is a rare treasure, even I'm unable to refine it. If you reveal its abilities, it would make knights fight over to get it. The city leader smiled. However, this treasure has yet to be made public. It's always been with me. Hence, no other life forms in the universe know of its existence. Naturally, its usefulness to me is almost negligible. Luo Feng held his breath. Almost. It meant that this treasure still had some use to his teacher. It would draw attention from even the knights. Just what was this treasure? His teacher sure was generous. The city leader flipped his hand and the surrounding space shook. A huge treasure floated in the air. Ah! Luo Feng looked at it, stunned. It was a pair of exquisite silver wings, 80 tall and huge as it shook the space about it. Each feather was clearly visible on it, however it was easy to see that each feather was made from special metals and all of them were extremely sharp. And they were not real feathers either. These could become weapons themselves. So big. Luo Feng muttered softly. Once you've refined and absorbed it into your body, it can change in size. When it's big, it can even reach 1 trillion kilometer and cover the Laos world easily. If you wish so, it can even shrink down smaller than a single cell. The city leader said. Luo Feng was completely stunned. Such a powerful weapon. Smaller than a cell. Bigger than Laos world. It was no wonder that it would make even the knights go crazy go for it. Luckily it had never been exposed, and no other life forms knew of its ability. It's called the Shawu Wings. The city leader said. You can rely on it to fly and flee or battle. As for its true use and how to use it, I will send a manual to you via the virtual universe network. Study it well. Yes. Luo Feng said respectfully. The manual for the Shawu Wings couldn't be disclosed, hence it was better to do it in the virtual universe. Remember, don't divulge information about it. Just from looking at it, or even if others see you use it, even a knight wouldn't be able to confirm its true ability. The city leader emphasized. However, if you divulge information on it, the knights crazy for power will definitely come for it. I understand. Luo Feng replied respectfully. The city leader nodded, sighing within. Ku Di was dead. Luo Feng, with the Shawu Wings, should have a much higher chance of survival. Go on. The leader waved his hand. When you are about to leave Primal Chaos City to go through your life and death trials, come and look for me first. Yes, teacher. Luo Feng said respectfully. After which, he was immediately walked out of the Primal Chaos ruins. This video will end here.